So this week episode of Potomac was very interesting. We start off the episode with Wendy. I'm already bored. Whew. But anyway, next scene we go to Ashley and Michael. And Ashley and Michael go see this couples therapist or this counselor, couples counseling situation. Basically, Michael goes and says the reason why, he's a chronic, grabber and a chronic cheater is because his past really brought this situation and made him to this person that he is today. And Ashley's like, oh my gosh, this is so shocking. I can't believe that Michael is actually sharing all this information with out loud with me. Like, it's surprising. It's almost like he's actually my husband. So anyway, if you think back to Michael didn't really want a baby. Michael really did not want this baby. For seasons, he's been saying that, we're going to have the baby at a different time. But then it happened last season when the whole thing went down with the whole lawsuit with grabbing last season when he grabbed one of the crew members. When that whole lawsuit thing went down, it was all around Potomac, all the girls. And then all of a sudden, Ashley's pregnant. So I really feel like Michael never really wanted this baby, and I feel like after that situation came to light, he figured, well, damage control. Let me give my wife this baby that she's been wanting for seasons. So basically, Michael's just like, I can't with Michael. Michael's just running around Potomac, embarrassing the hell out of Ashley, and it's like, he keeps doing the same things over and over again. But now it's like, he's saying that he's just this is all because his childhood, I'm a person that does this because of childhood, and it's just like, it all just seems like a pattern. Like, Michael's cheating came out. So then Ashley gets another baby. It's kind of seeing a pattern. We all saw the video last week of him grabbing Production's booty since season 1. And it's like, okay, well, your dad made you do that too. Like, your dad, your family, your childhood made you do that too. But he didn't want a baby. And the fact that all this situation happened, and now he wants to try to go out now. He wants to continue doing the things. Ashley's changed since baby. We all know Ashley's different now. Ashley said I've changed. I'm a different person. She is a different person because I like her more this season than I have in the past. She was like, she's a changed person now. And Michael's like, okay, but I still want to go play. And that's basically what he said in there in the confessional without saying it in those words. He was like, basically, and it's like, it kind of makes sense. Michael never wanted this baby, and now she has the baby because he wants to do damage control now. And then now, Michael still wants to do his things. He still wants to bring thirds in the room. He still wants to be, grabbing men's and stuff like that. But Ashley's like, no, I'm not having that because I don't have a baby right now, and I'm not dealing with that. I'm a new person. I'm a new mother. I can't be having all this situation going on in my life right now. I don't really know how long this relationship's actually going to last, at this point, because, Ashley's like, I got my baby. Ashley wanted the baby, she all read us the contract, or posting up, prenup up, whatever it was, she read us the contract for the relationship. And the relationship did say that she was going to get some homes for the baby making. So, Ashley, she pretty much has this thing on the wraps, Michael wants to keep messing up, I'm leaving this relationship. We go to the next scene, and Ray over here pulling his ancestors out of the attic, and plugging them up into the wall. Then the two decide to go on a walk, and for some reason the camera just keeps going to the deers and showing the deers. Karen's talking about how she was at Surrey and how it was a nice time, and her experience at Surrey. Ray talks about how he thinks Karen's changed. She's a different person since he got married to her. And I'm like, no, Karen's pretty much the same. The only thing that's drastically different on Karen is her wigs. And Karen's like, I have not changed. I'm still the same Karen. So I just I'm grasping at straws right now because you won't say that you love me. And Ray's just like, well, I don't know. So then they show the deers fighting again, and then Karen's like, Karen's so shady. I love it. Karen's like, well, look, they're fighting. Well, at least somebody's fighting for somebody. And I was like, oh. Next, Candiace is in the car, and she's going to go press charges on Monique. She's talking to a prosecutor, going to press charges. But then we have this crossover scene with Robin at Ron's game, and she's dancing, doing a robot. Now, I think I'm starting to like Robin. I don't want to make it official yet, but she's really she's been cracking me up these past couple episodes. In this episode, she's really doing it. I'm really enjoying her being on the show. Robin talks about how she's selling hats. She's selling these hats now. And this is kind of funny too. All she did was just basically make a cheetah print heart. Candiace goes and meets up with her thirsty friend her thirsty friend. He was so excited to be on this show. His hat was levitating over top of that head. So she's talking about the situation, and she's upset about it. And she's like, I gave my testimony, and yes, it's so much. It's so hard. And I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm gonna read Candiace. I get it. Like, you were in a fight. You were in a fight where you got your ass beat. I mean, I would be making post-its and putting around the house, and my world was rocked. Okay, I will be making post-its and putting around the house saying that I will be saying you're okay. I will be making mantras and doing whatever I need to do, lighting candles. So I would be doing it. I don't get why everybody on Twitter is like reading Candiace and they're saying, oh, well, Candiace is like, she never been in a fight before and all this other stuff. Like, she has no storyline. No, I mean, if this was her friend, like this is her real friend, and then she gets her world rocked by her friend that she really thought was her friend and she wasn't expecting it, of course she's gonna feel some type of way about it. First she's gonna be crying every second about it because like Monique rocked this girl's world. Okay, she rocked her, but like she's like gloating about it and everybody's like, oh well, Monique's the victim here and Candiace is trash. And I don't get that. I don't support that. Candiace was attacked, and I don't think that this show, I don't think anyone is expecting to be attacked on this show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Monique, I like Candiace, and I didn't want to see this fight happen. But at the end of the day, like, we're not going to act like this is not the Housewives franchise. Like, okay, Candiace said some stuff about the Housewives, but so did Giselle. So did Robin. So did Monique. Everybody says things about everybody on this show. That's the Housewives show. But we really do see a butt whooping. We really do see one. And then a butt whooping where somebody is not being, like, trying to be accountable for what they did. Like, we go back to Wendy, and she's putting together this whole thing for her baby shower, whatever they're talking about. Her husband comes in and she's like, I'm gonna like talk to like my parents, like, he's like, okay, I see that. He's like, we go to the next scene where like Ashley sees her uncle, and her uncle is basically he's not falling for this it's my childhood that made me be a habitual ass grabber. He's not falling for that. He's not falling for it. He's like, you know what, you gotta be following your baby, or are you gonna keep following dick? Like, what are you gonna do, Michael? You can't be doing that at that age. And oh my gosh, and then Miss Sheila comes in. She comes in with her eye patch on. I'm like, dang, okay, Miss Sheila coming in with the new fashion. She coming with new fashion, honey. She coming with the new outfit. Coming with the new eye patch, starting some fashion statements. And then I find out she just has a pimple on her eyeball. So Ashley's uncle is like reading. He's just reading Michael for filth. Like, you know what? I can't wait to. He need to come right in here. Come over here while we all sitting here. He need to come over here. Call him up right now. Call him up right now. He come over here and come have a conversation with us. And Ashley's like, no, ain't any need for all that, uncle. Ain't need for all that, unk. Ain't any need for all that. He chill right now. But I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. Like, if Michael keep playing these games, like, you know what? I'm taking my baby and I'm walking. Okay, I'm walking. Ashley said, what? I'm walking. And then she's like, you know what? And she was like, yeah, you know what, Ashley? Yeah, we need to stop with the BS. You got the baby. Okay, the contract says the baby is here. You can do what you want to do. And I was like, you know what? That's right, girl. That is right. And then, Uncle still want Michael to come over here. He wants him to be accountable. So I'm feeling like we're going to get a scene with Uncle and Michael. I'm not really sure, but like we're probably gonna get one of those. So then we go to the next thing, which is I guess the party. At this point, it's the party, and we're having a sip and see party, and everybody shows up. Robin surprisingly shows up as like Robin shows up in the same outfit as Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane, which was really funny. I just think it's really funny that she actually had that. Like, what is the price of this thing? Like, what is the price of this outfit, and how come everybody has one? I don't really know what's happening at the sip and see. I don't really care. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on I don't really care about. And the girls sit together and they're talking about, Candiace, Giselle brings up the situation with Candiace and Monique and how Candiace is pressing the charges because everybody reenacted their alert when they got it. They're like, ooh, Monique is getting charges pressed against her. They get that Giselle is talking about how she got this information. And she's like, what's Candiace? Candiace, you really pressing charges against Monique? Candiace is like, you know what? I'm gonna let the court system do what it's gonna do. Boom. That's what's gonna happen. And then she's like, and they're like, what? Go to jail? Like, what? Go to jail? Anybody want her to go to jail, girl? Anybody want to go to jail, child? And Candiace is like, we don't want her to go to jail. We don't want her to go to jail. Okay, she's going to jail. Ashley, you guys, she's defending her girl, child. She's defending her girl. She's like, you know what? Monique's my girl. I'm gonna ride or die for her this moment, even though I know she dead ass wrong. So these two get into this argument, and Candiace is like, "But what is Monique paying you, Ashley? What is Monique paying you for you to feel like you need to protect her? Like, what is she paying you?" And Ashley's like, "Boo, I don't need to be paid by Monique. I'm married to a millionaire, okay? I don't need that, honey. I don't need that money, honey, okay? Check that on a real note." And then Candiace is like, "Girl, it ain't gonna last for long. It ain't gonna last for long." And then she's like, "Okay, whatever, whatever." And it's like, and then like this, and then all of a sudden, what's his name? Candiace's man, whatever his name is, he goes like, "Candiace, shut up." I feel like he's always saying, "Candiace, shut up." Every season, "Candiace, shut your mouth. Candiace, Candiace, Candiace." I think since everybody had it on Twitter, everybody was like upset because like Candiace is still sitting here writing checks that she can't cash. Her ass is grass and all this other stuff about that. And I'm just like, this is the housewives. This is the housewives. If Candiace doesn't say it, who is gonna say it? Who's gonna say it? So anyway, this whole storyline like just basically split into three different parts. Like we have a whole thing where like, why is Ashley protecting Monique? Why is Karen protecting Monique? Giselle, she's in the story, she's well wrapped into it, and Karen can see that Giselle has basically tried to manipulate the story some way because her and Robin are laughing, and she's like, why do they think this is funny? Like they think this is like a hilarious thing. Like why is it so funny to them? And then we have Candiace about to sue Monique off the show. So it's like all this stuff between the main group is like swirling. There's so much drama between this group. And then we have the sip and see. And Wendy's over there saying, like, they literally did this. The clip was literally like this. All this drama circling around, and then they cut the clip, and then Wendy's husband is like, "Oh, Wendy, dude, like, they didn't come. They didn't come to the sip and see." And Wendy's like, "Oh, no." And then back to, "You know what? You need to make millions to owe millions." And Ashley's like, "You know what? Get out of my face, Candiace." And Candiace's man, Will, whatever his name is, and he's all like, "Candiace, shut up, shut up." And then we got Miss Dorothy. Y'all don't think that Candiace deserved to get her butt beat? Like, I don't even do that. Like, I hit her with my purse, right? Y'all think that's right? And it's just like all this goodness is happening in this party, and then we keep going back to the sip and see. I don't know. But anyway, this episode was like really. It was something. I don't know. What do you guys think about this episode? What do you think is gonna happen in the next episode? I don't know. It's going somewhere, but let me know. See ya.